Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Buddies on Buddies, the show with two real life buddies talking about buddy action comedy movies. I'm Kenny Lane.
I'm Lucas Hill.
Welcome back to the Buddies on
No
Buddies show,
buddies.
everybody. Yeah. How you doing, Lucas?
I'm good. You know, went to the old driving range tonight, so I was a little late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How'd that go?
Still working on that driver, baby. Driver's hard.
Gotta get ready for those par fours coming up to the course. You and Carrie next month visiting me up here in the Northwest.
Yeah, we're looking forward to that. Two buddies traveling to a third buddy.
Yeah, I'm stoked.
Yeah. I'm indifferent. I don't get excited about things, until I get there.
I know you don't. Yeah, I am actually a little concerned though because I have not been playing very much golf, and I've been talking about how I'm the golf pro up here for 2 years now or some shit. And I work at a golf course. Oh, I'm golfing all the time, and last time I went out, I did not do well. So I'm totally ready to shake it and suck in front of you guys now.
Well, first of all, Carrie moved to a mile away from my brother, and he was my golf buddy out here because we were the same level. And I was like,
Yeah.
How's your golf game? Because we talked like 2 days ago. And he's like, Well, I've only played like once since I lived here. I was like, I thought you and my brother were going to be playing all the time. I've only played once. I was like, Oh, who'd you play with? You. Hasn't played since I came to Arizona. Yeah. So you have nothing to worry about. And then I played on Sunday, the kind of a long course, and I shot, I want to say like 40 to 50 over, if it were like completely honest.
Hey.
So you're fine.
Well, wait till you start giving lessons to people. And it's like the first time I went out, my first shot, I was like, watch this drive, okay? Put your shoulders down. And I hit it, and the first hole is next to all these houses. And I hit it right in the fucking houses. And this guy starts walking toward us with a golf ball, holding it. And I'm like, okay, here's like the first main lesson. Hit it in the houses, and some guy starts walking on the path holding a golf ball. You don't admit to anything. I was like, oh, I see you found a ball. Like, huh? What's up with that? But luckily he wasn't really super pissed or anything. But you never know too, because like those houses get hit all the time, and you could smash. Someone could have smashed the window yesterday and just wait for someone to hit a ball near it and then come and say that was you. So you never know.
Yeah, and the laws change per state and per county, but most of the time it's the golfer who's responsible for that, not the actual club or anything. So
yeah,
I'm glad you're giving out sound lessons and advice. These are the things people need to know when they learn golf.
Yes, don't admit to anything if you smash someone's car window or house or anything. Just deny.
I always feel stupid because my wife plays with me. I make her play. She doesn't like lessons or anything or going, really. I make her. So the few times we're on the driving range, I'm like, do this, do that, but I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, except I'm just parroting what I've already heard. So I can just imagine the other people on the range thinking to themselves, overhearing me going, what a fucking idiot. That poor woman. This is all wrong.
I've gotten to the point where I do not give or take unsolicited advice. So it's kind of thing of like, if someone asks me, like I'll go with like, take Megan's like daughter and her friend out or something. They'll ask like, what should I do here? Something. Then I'll step in and give my little advice. But I don't like to just give it or I don't like to take it either when someone's playing with. Usually if I'm beating them, they'll even give me advice by shaking. You gotta do this or that. Like I'm fucking beating you. What are you talking
about? I suck. We won't stay on golf for too long. We should call this golf corner and talk about it. We should have this.
Yeah.
But I'm new, so I love advice, but the few times it's been unsolicited when I've gone and played with strangers or been paired up with someone, for some reason there's something in the back of my brain that goes, fuck you, asshole. Who are you to tell me what to fucking do with my golf game? Like my friends do it, I'm fine. But when some random guy goes, you're doing this, I just want to go, who the fuck do you think you fucking are?
Well, you should do it. You should grab by the fucking college, like saying, listen, asshole, don't you ever tell me to fucking keep my eye on the ball, son of a bitch.
I don't drive to Encino to shoot 10 over to hear this, you motherfucker.
Yeah, that's how you roll with it.
But I am like always like friendly, and then the second was like, yeah. You're doing that. It's like, shut the fuck up. I'll fucking kill you, man.
Well, golf for some reason, again, not to spend too much time on it, but people love giving advice on golf. Like even the people that suck to people that are really good. It's just always like they want to tell you something if you slice it or hook it or just shank it. So I've got to give it up. Just like, hey, I'm just out here to enjoy myself, and I don't want to take any pointers from anybody.
So they're like, ooh, that guy's an asshole.
I guess so. Yeah.
They can't, even if no matter how nice you say it, and this is for a lot of things, not just golf. Hey,
Yeah.
sorry, I'm just trying to enjoy myself. So if you wouldn't mind, like, I don't need any pointers or anything.
Okay. Just say that with anybody that says, like, is the beach this way? Hey, look, man, I'm trying to enjoy myself here. I don't need to be bothered by questions. And so, if you wouldn't mind, just carry on.
That's been Golf Corner on Buddies on Buddies.
Buddies on buddies, how to handle golf talk.
Kenny, you want to give a brief history of who we are?
Not really.
All right. Now before we're gonna get into what we've watched this week, but before that, what movie are we covering this week?
This week we're covering the 1991 Universal Pictures release, The Hard Way, starring James Woods and Michael J. Fox, directed by John Badham.
And we have big teeth and a lot to sink into with The Hard Way. But before that, is there anything else you watched you want to talk about?
A couple of things. I watched Hardcore Henry. Did you ever see Hardcore Henry?
No, but I'm familiar with it. It's the one that's like a first-person shooter perspective through the entirety of the movie.
The whole movie is the first-person, shooter perspective, basically. Came out maybe 7 or 8 years ago, whatever it did. I never saw it then because it didn't get very good reviews in the U.S. But it was on Netflix. I was like, I'll give this one a try. I liked it. I thought it was, a fun little action movie. The POV thing I could see wearing thin really fast with a lot of people, but I thought it had enough, I don't know, surprises or something, or that it carried it along with the story well enough that it didn't really super drag with me. I was just more impressed how it was supposedly a $2 million budget for how many fight, shootouts, set pieces, stage. I guess when you do the POV thing on little cameras, what do they call those?
GoPros?
Yeah, GoPros. That's how much that saves on budget, apparently. It's amazing.
And how did that movie impress on your soul? Just kidding.
It made me want to go out and make movies on a GoPro with all first-person shooter and make a 4-hour one.
Yeah, well, that's a testament to how that movie didn't land because there have been no copycats.
No copycats. But that guy, the director, did go on and make Nobody that was a hit with Bob Odenkirk like a year or two ago. So,
For some fucking reason. Did you like Nobody? I don't know. I thought that was a dumb fucking movie.
I was really stoked for it because I love Bob Odenkirk and I love action movies. And it was like it came out like one of the first like just regular movies. It was like superhero to be like #1 at the box office or something. So I went to like the drive-in to see it, and I was kind of like, this kind of sucks. I don't know what's going on. I really wanted to like it, but it just I've had not really any interest to revisit it even. So
it was the John Wick hotels, I think, because the movie was average at best, and then the ending where they're all like buddy, and he's like with his dad or whatever, and the guy, he's with Christopher Lloyd and the black guy. I think it was RZA. Was it RZA?
I don't remember.
They're all together, teaming up, shooting people. I'm like, what the fuck is this? This is fucking ridiculous.
Well, the bad guys were these generic Russians, and it turns out he's ex-military or CIA or something. It was all just very flat to me. I don't know.
I would like a Mr. Nobody if he wasn't a highly trained assassin undercover. That's
that kind of
story, I
thought everything was pretty tired, but it was a hit with audiences, and Bob Odenkirk. They're making a sequel, and Bob Odenkirk is kind of a unlikely action hero now, so that's cool.
It is cool. I just think if anybody liked that movie and they're watching this and they're like, I like Mr. Nobody, then turn this off because you're an idiot.
Fair enough. What anything you see this week?
The Well. Have you seen The Well?
I did see The Well last night. Yeah.
Well, I would normally ask, what did you think? But this is my turn. I thought it sucked. I thought it was a really bad movie. There are aspects of it that are good. The only aspect of which is Brendan Fraser's performance. The rest is a film play, and it's obvious, like the doorway. People keep popping in the door. Like, this is obviously a play. It's raining outside. That's the most cinematic thing ever. And it's so melodramatic, and the score is so overbearing. Like, this is an important part of the movie. Dun, 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 dun. I fucking hated the movie. I really did. I did not like it at all. What did you think? I
loved it. No. I I'm in agreement with. I liked it a lot more than you did. I think mostly because like Brendan Fraser's performance, I thought wasn't one of those where like, oh, he's pretty good. I thought he was really good in that part.
Definitely was.
I thought all the actors were really good. I thought the dialogue was good. I thought the direction was okay. I could see exactly though what you're saying about needing a photograph play and how characters pop in and out. Or they overstay their welcome for not really a reason where they would have left long before that. The character of the Mormon, or the kid who's not Mormon, but it's obviously he is supposed to be Mormon because it's in Moscow, Idaho. Right. That character didn't really work for me at all. I thought he was just kind of there so they could explain things like, who is this guy? What's his deal? Like, so they could add some character to voice that to or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. It did stick with me, and I thought like some of the scenes, like when he like pigs out, it was really harrowing. I thought that was really crazy. So I liked it all right. It wasn't every year there's an Oscar movie that I tend to hate. So this wasn't one of them. But I'm kind of glad that you're now starting to hate on some of the big Oscar movies. You usually like all the Oscar nominated movies every year.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I'm talking about you. And every year, I remember every time I'd hate on something like Curious Case of Benjamin Button or Three Billboards or something, you'd be like, you're a fucking idiot. This is great. It's up for all the things. No, not you at all. I was hallucinating.
You're an idiot. It's up for all the awards. Of course, it's a great movie.
Yeah. Fuck that. No, it isn't.
That's how I inform all my opinions. What are you talking about? It's not for an Oscar. Of course, it's great.
Yeah. When we were both working in LA and Curious Case of Benjamin Button came out, I said, well, it doesn't make any sense because if he's born a small old man, the ending should be he should be a giant baby. And I don't like that. And you were like, you're a fucking idiot. You'd be fired from every studio if you fucking said that.
To be fair, that's very funny. And I was right. But you are right. I was high on the movie when it came out. Haven't seen it since. I probably wouldn't like it as much now that my taste has matured a little bit. For instance, I watched Wild Strawberries this week. Have you seen that?
I have not seen that, but I'm following your letterbox now, so I know all you. I'm reading your reviews before you're even saying them now in here.
Well, God, Jesus Christ! Welcome to the entertainment industry. You don't need to spoil the magic, Jesus.
Well, I was about to say, like, oh, you did? Wow. No,
that's
a review online.
Have you ever watched Entertainment Tonight? They go, "Oh, you're in that? Oh, do tell."
Oh, well, I know we're supposed to be phony baloney Hollywood types on this thing. That was real. That was raw.
You've been out of LA for what, 3 years now, and you've already lost it.
I think it's going on 5 years now, actually.
No one's missed you, so who knows?
Yeah, I don't get very many Christmas cards up here. I was fired from way too many places for anyone to care.
Wild Strawberries is very good though, but we don't have to talk about it now. But yeah, if you guys are out there and want a boring but very good old movie, check out Wild Strawberries. Kenny wouldn't like it. There's subtitles and it's black and white.
Yeah, I'm an uncultured asshole. And I like Ingmar Bergman. I saw The Seventh Seal. I like that shit.
Oh, The Seventh Seal. Ooh, did you just finish Film School 101? Idiot.
Oh, excuse me. How many Ingmar Bergman movies have you seen besides Wild Strawberries?
What else have you seen this week?
Well, I watched a little movie called The Hard Way.
Oh, nice segue into The Hard Way.
You like that?
What are you smoking?
Hey, it's a funny action comedy show. What's that?
What is your vape thing there?
This is a PAL P7000. What do you got?
I got a Max Flow Hype 5% Virginia tobacco.
Cool. Right on. I'm glad we covered that. Are we plugging these? Should we do a little? Are we getting money?
And boy, is it smooth.
I'm gonna smoke myself thin with this shit. That's good vape. When we were in the theater last night, it was actually there's a few people. At the back left corner, there's like couches in the theater here. It's like it's just vape, and I just blow it into the corner of the back of the theater. But there are these people that were surrounding us in the theater last night, so I had to like pull my coat up and like smoke it under my coat, like some like hippie at the beach, circa '95. You know?
You couldn't just wait an hour or so?
Fuck no! I'm having drinks too. They have drinks at the movies here too, so I can't just not vape.
I like the Virginia tobacco flavor because it's tough on the throat and the wife can't take it. So she won't be stealing any of my vape. Ooh, that's Max Flow. What
Wonderful.
did you think of The Hard Way?
I generally liked it. I thought it was a fun one. I love these big budget, big, Hollywood ones that we cover and stuff. I thought it would have paced pretty well. Very entertained. Went on a little longer than a lot of these do, but I thought Michael J. Fox was really funny. I actually, well, not to get into it, but there's a couple big performances in this movie that I'm not sure if they're terrible or awesome, and maybe we can go over those a little bit. What do you think?
I hated it. Maybe it's just
Wow.
the time I caught it, but I did not like this movie. I remember
Okay.
I remember watching it as a kid and going, "This movie sucks," and
Oh wow.
my opinion has not changed.
Hmm.
I was actually surprised doing research post watching the movie that it was relatively well received.
Hmm.
I hated this fucking movie. I hated it from start to finish.
Really? Wow.
The only saving grace is Michael J. Fox's physicality. Like he's such a live wire, and was back then. And,
Yeah.
he's just so great, and there's no denying he's a movie star.
Hmm.
I hated the fucking movie a lot. But it's funny we did the whole smoking thing as if we did it on purpose. It was the motif, but the smoking in this movie just constantly talking about smoking. The climax is on the end of a cigarette. I don't want to jump ahead. It's like just smoking,
Sure.
smoking, smoking. Don't smoke, smoke, just constant for somebody who's trying to quit.
But, oh, now I see why you hated it, because it's all too much smoking.
No, that's how I'm not. I've been trying
to
quit.
That's just like, fuck this movie. Too many cigarettes. I fucking hated it. When they banned cigarettes from movies. Doesn't like someone smoking give you like an R rating now or something?
I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
So you like this movie? What did you like about it? Just in some broader strokes, was it the action?
Well, I mean, the action's not that bad. There's not a lot of action, but I didn't think the action was that bad. Oh no, you hated. Okay, let me guess. You hated the buddies, you hated the action, and you hated the comedy.
Isn't this a buddy action comedy video podcast?
Well, yeah, but it's kind of like predictable as far as I don't think the action's that bad. I don't think the comedy's that bad. I thought the chemistry was okay between the
I thought it was horrible. And really? I'll tell you why the chemistry is horrible, because James Woods is a fucking asshole the entire fucking movie. There's like not a warm point between the two. It's like there's no dynamic. They just fucking hate it. He's like a little puppy dog, and he's just a fucking dick to him, and it never ends. Up until the very end, it's that way.
Okay, the two performances, we'll talk about one in a little bit, but the two big performances in the movie, James Woods, I'm not sure if his fucking thing was just fucking terrible or like great, because he is so like pent up and like unhinged, or just like so crazy, like the first, like from basically starting, and so hostile to Michael J. Fox. It's like way over the top. I don't know. Like I was kind of enjoying it, but also he's such a prick and so out there. I thought he was almost maybe even doing a parody or something of like the really hostile. You don't think so?
There's a couple things. No, there's a couple things you're hitting on. Like that would be interesting. He's jealous of him, obviously, but they don't really go into that. There's a bit where he thinks he's trying to steal his girlfriend, but that's paved over. That would be interesting. He's jealous of the movie star. Who wouldn't be? And then there's the other thing where this is trying to be like a satire, but it never gets into the actual satire. It just
I don't know if this is like satire. Yeah. Well,
no, I think it wants to be. They have all these Mel Gibson jokes and all this shit. It's a Hollywood star being an action hero. It wants to be a satire of buddy action movies, but it never actually gets into the satire element. So it's kind of like it's just kind of left.
I would push back on that a little bit. I think it's not like that movie Showtime, which was sort of like starts out like to talk about here's what's real, here's what's not movies. I just think that the jump, it's a buddy action comedy. Just one of the buddies happens to be a movie star. I don't think it was really. I mean, the end result doesn't have any. It doesn't have a satirical bone in its body, other than like the cheesy trailers and stuff.
That's what I think. I feel like it's doing the trailer, making fun. It's inside baseball. It is towing the line, but not actually committing to anything. So just
I don't know about that. I think like along with Stakeout and 48 Hours, like the bad guy is really taken really seriously, and that like is like he's a real serial killer, real tough guy. I don't think it's trying to be like a wacky comedy satire. I think it's taking the buddy action seriously.
I don't think it's taking it that seriously when the climax is them on his giant billboard and the fake out climax is in the movie theater where his movie's showing. Like, I think that's what they want to do. And he's talking about all this stuff and how detectives act and all this shit. Like they go to his premiere at the end and he's using all his lines. Like they obviously there was something there. They just didn't have the ability, the talent. I don't know, or it got
Well,
lost in the shuffle.
I think what you're saying is like I think there was an opportunity big time to go there. I'm just saying I don't think they were interested in going there. Like I think they just wanted to make a big studio buddy action comedy. I think yeah, you're right. I think there could have been like satire to mine, of course, from all this setup and all this stuff going on. I just didn't think they were even interested in going there.
Well, they made a lot of Mel Gibson jokes and Mel Gibson butt jokes and stuff like.
At the beginning, yeah.
Yeah, you would think that
It's just it's making Mel Gibson jokes. Is that like the guy that this is just to be satirical? They had a couple of them like yeah, because he was a big star back then.
all right. Well, they're also doing a buddy action comedy, and he was basically the king of them at the time. So I don't know.
Oh, that's true. I guess the Lethal Weapons were kind of riding high back
But
then.
we'll move on. Great minds don't always think alike. Okay.
We're bound to split hard, at one point. So
Hey, what is
hard,
this?
the hard way it is.
One thing I noticed, just going over my notes, the whole movie could have ended in the opening scene, except for some reason James Woods drops his gun.
Oh, like on the top of the car or something?
Yeah, he
like
jumps
that?
on the tow truck. He has his gun. He's like, "Whoa!" And
Well,
like, that's the movie. And you just dropped your gun. No.
well, there. Okay. As much as I enjoyed this movie, there's a lot of scenes that don't make a lot of sense as far as what would happen. It almost just needs to happen for the scene to happen. They want a car chase. They want him hanging out the side like Indiana Jones or something.
No, like Mel Gibson.
Yeah, what? No Gibson? Oh, and Lethal
Trying
Weapon
to
2. Gotcha.
satirize. Yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, well, but also like, okay, well, before we get into like some of this like civic scene stuff, what do you think of the bad guys for Stephen Lang? What do you think of his? That's the other one that I'm not sure is awful or awesome.
It's great to see him. He looks great. Once he starts
Mhm.
becoming the Joker, it's fucking stupid. Like, but when he's just there and stoic, he's so scary and intimidating. But he's like,
Well, yeah, his performance is all over the fucking place. He went big as far as he reminded me of the serial killer in the first Dirty Harry movie, Scorpio. How it's just very big. Like you said, he's very wacky and then very scary, and then like it was just all the fucking over. He went big. I very much enjoyed his villain too.
I like the way he looked. I think he's a great, but they did not need to make him the Riddler and shit at times. Like it was so crazy and over the top, and took away from the threatening aspect of that character. And the movie many times.
Well, I'll say though, like versus in tone and direction of this movie, like we talked about the Glimmer Man a couple of things ago, which is another like buddy cop serial killer type spring up. But we thought the tone was just so weird and kind of just wasn't really connecting. I thought this one, I think John Badham, who did Stakeout, which we covered, a lot of the buddy action comedy, I think he really has like the violence, action, comedy tone at least down, or you can have one of these funny scenes and then a real serious scene, and another funny scene.
I'm going to shoot you down right there because the one that
not buying that.
No, the one that, as far as tone, the one that ruined this movie for me when I was younger, still ruins it for me today. Is, and we're jumping ahead here, but we might as well talk about it because I think it is like the biggest part of this movie is the fake out of Michael J. Fox thinking he killed this guy.
Okay, yeah.
So straight. You don't even know for sure. You would actually believe it if you watch this movie that he killed this guy.
Yeah.
That's a pretty heavy fucking thing to be in this movie that is supposed to be a buddy action comedy.
Right.
Naturally, it's a fake out, and it was all some big elaborate trick, and his cop buddy's a stunt actor or whatever the fuck. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
That really drags this movie down. It sinks the tone like a rock, right when it should be revving up and they should be bonding.
Yeah.
And I know it's a line. Like, I did it so you could feel what it's like to kill someone.
Which is bullshit. Yeah.
Yeah. So as far as him nailing the tone, I think the tone isn't nailed at all in this because of that scene.
I would say that kind of does probably the worst part of the movie, that whole section. I don't think that necessarily really worked. I think also there's a lot of stuff in this movie that doesn't really make a lot of sense as far as like that kind of thing. Like, do you buy the amount of like effort that would have gone into even that little like scenario? Like, as far as you get another person to do this, you buy some squibs to explode. Like, what cop has access to squibs? Is he gonna hold his breath? Why is he doing? Why is he helping it out? It made enough sense for the movie not to completely derail the movie for me at least, but it seemed very elaborate for a like to do to somebody.
It's all this like, and the character Michael J. Fox has to shoot him, who has just
And then he had,
an inability to do that the entire, like all these things have to go right, and you need 3 to 4 weeks of planning just for the stunt alone.
Right.
I mean, for the casual viewer, they're not going to give a shit, but for the buddies on buddies commentary,
yes. You were not having it one iota.
We'll move on though, but yeah, totally, it was all off. That just fucking derails the movie, in my opinion. For all strengths and weaknesses, it just fucking ruins the movie right there. They really tried to make LL Cool J Will Smith in this. Did you notice that? I think
not really.
Will Smith. They really tried to make him comedic.
Will Smith wasn't even around back then, basically.
Yeah, but
he was around, but he was just like a rapper doing like parents just don't understand and stuff. LL Cool J was kind of a up-and-coming rapper and stuff.
Yeah, I know.
Trying to be Will Smith.
I know that, but they were trying to make him the comic relief, and he was doing all these crazy, weird jokes that were and bigger, and like he's not a comedian, and all of it fell flat and was actually distractingly unfunny. And I felt bad.
I, being an LL Cool J fan from back in the day, like I did like how they incorporated a lot of his song titles into his dialogue. They're just go, "Come on, we're jiggling, baby. Come on, let's roll."
He was distractingly unfunny. I also love the depiction of the ghetto in this movie. It's very much Mad Max. It's not grounded in reality. They all have they have the truck with all their guns and
all Asian gangs rolling in there with Uzis and stuff. Yeah, it's a very Hollywood idea. It was like we walk into the ghetto, then all of a sudden there's a gang with Asian gang with Uzis with steal your cell phone and start shooting at you.
And I love Michael J. Fox scared wow, this is so cool, which is kind of funny, because he's in the actual ghetto, but he's obviously in a back lot somewhere, going, "Whoa, this is the ghetto." And I
liked all that stuff. I love Michael J. Fox was great in this. I really, and this is kind of right before he's Parkinson's stuff started really happening. So I thought he was I think he's a great comedic actor.
I said he's the life of this movie. This movie is nothing without his presence. He's a software engineer. What the fuck does that mean? Oh yeah, bad guy. Back to the bad guy. He's making his own video games and shit.
Yeah, that was weird. The Party Crasher video game, and he's wearing a weird face mask thing, and then the whole Me to You scene. I thought I kind of loved the whole Stephen Lang just as you don't even know what kind of sicko he is really. But also when they go meet him, some of the other thing that didn't make sense is when they go meet him, they for the guy who makes the gun wants to they're gonna sell a gun and trap him. Are they at an underground gas station? Where the fuck are they? He just grabs a gas gun and starts spraying everyone. Why would you have that meat right next to the gas? I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. The whole world isn't real. It's like a Mad Max world, but a modern day, and we're supposed to buy it as this reality. It's obviously it's obviously a bunch of rich white people making this and going trying. Anyway, I don't want to get into the social commentary because this movie doesn't really have a lot of it. Ruins the movie. We already did that. Oh yeah, the fake out. If they had just let the audience know that it wasn't a real death, that would have worked perfectly.
I don't know. I wasn't really hung up on that scene that much. I mean, yeah, it's my least favorite part, but I don't think it really like I said, didn't really completely derail the movie for it as much as it didn't make sense.
Hey, how come if Michael J. Fox is such a big star, no one notices him? He's on the subway. They'll go, "You look like that guy," and then move on.
Yeah.
If he's the Tom Cruise of the era, he couldn't go anywhere in New York. And
everyone was yeah, because it wouldn't the story wouldn't move forward. I guess everyone's like, "Oh my God, you're Nick Lang," I will say a side note about another actor, Delroy Lindo, as the police captain. I think he might be my favorite police captain that we've seen so far, just because he's not yelling, he's not crazy. I think at one point he raises his voice and something, but he speaks very calmly to James Woods and just tells him how it is. And I like the fact that he kind of starts geeking out about Nick Lang and stuff. I really liked him. He's a great actor. I really liked him.
That was probably he is a great actor. That was probably the best scene is when he was just get that guy in here and I'll talk to him. He's my wife loves you. He's you guys want to stay at my place in California? That's all really funny to me. Let's see. Oh yeah, twice this happens in this movie where James Woods has someone dead to rights, goes, "Hey asshole." They turn around and then he tries to shoot him. He goes, "Hey asshole." And then he dodges it. "Hey asshole." And then he has time to react to it. Just fucking shoot him or hit him. You have the jump on him. Why are you doing that? It's just a cliche. But if they did it twice and it was funny, the same "hey asshole" line.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of that too. Like, not to jump to the end, but like there's the talking villain thing again. When the bad guy has, see, like has the gun on James Woods, he just goes, "Hello." He goes, then like Jason spits in his face. He goes, "Bye bye," and he gets stopped. But I just thought just holding it on him and just saying hello was pretty good.
Yeah, it was very stupid.
Well, okay, now you're always talking about set pieces.
Mhm.
That's a pretty awesome fucking set piece, the billboard at the end. I'm surprised you didn't dig that whole thing. No, you did not care for any of that.
No, well, first of all, it had two climaxes. It had the movie theater one. They should have done the movie theater, then climbed up for that. Instead, they do the movie theater, then the movie pauses for like 15 to 20 minutes, and then they're on the billboard. It's just
Okay.
horribly plotted and narrated. So there's no like rising anything. It just, oh, we'll spit them out on the billboard. Yeah, I mean, it's fine. Set pieces to me are more than there's a damsel in distress sliding off the billboard and they have to save her. Why? There's just not enough going on. And no, did you ever feel in one moment in this movie like, oh, that's interesting?
That's interesting.
Or
Well,
like, I'm sorry, my wife said, did you ever feel any moments of tense or suspense or like, yeah, or anything like that? Like even not that you would actually emote that way, but did you feel any of that watching this?
yeah, I thought that it was the last the climax was like tense and well shot and well everything like the end. I know you don't like the damsel in distress stuff, but I thought I liked Annabella Sciorra, whatever her name was, like as
She's
the
a
part
gem.
how she was
Yeah,
she's great. And I like the whole on top of a billboard in Times Square. I thought I thought that they actually shot there up top. I like on location filming and big that they never probably fucking do that now. And I saw that they actually did shoot it on made a fake billboard on top of Times Square, lots of people looking on and stuff. So I really enjoyed that the whole ending and stuff.
okay. To each their own, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
No, my note right here, speaking of it, is the action sucks. The action sucked in this movie. And you're right, there wasn't much of it, and what's there sucked. It wasn't a good action movie at all. Like
Okay.
that set piece is okay, but there's nothing that precedes it that builds to it or anything. It's like,
Well, there's a couple shootouts. There's James Woods fighting those guys in the pizzeria. Lewis Black being one of them, by the way. Yeah.
but even that scene was just like weird. And again, it just reinforced that James Wood's a piece of shit. Like, why are you picking a fight in front of this girl, this lady you're dating, and her little girl? You psycho. Hey,
Yeah.
quit being rude in front of my. I'll beat the shit out of you. You're under arrest. I'm calling the cops. Jesus, guys are fucking off his handle.
Well, before we might as well go into James Woods, but before we do,
Hold on. Let's finish my notes before we go into.
Okay,
Sorry,
sure.
go ahead. I just don't want to get into. We'll get into James Woods. Don't worry about it.
Well, we had James Woods, but what I read in one of the trivia things, he said this was one of his hardest roles to do because he found Michael J. Fox so likable in person that I'm wondering though if he also thinks his performance was bad, and that's like the reasons. Like I just couldn't. It was just so hard because I found him so likable, so I was so over the top in hating him all the time that I don't know. What do you think?
Look, you can. I don't really care what they say after the fact. All I can say is
Right.
what I glean from this movie and what I see as the actual finished product. So I don't care what his reasons are. The characters suck, and it's not just his fault. It's the writer, it's the director, it's everybody. He's the main character. He's even more of the main character than Michael J. Fox,
Mm-hmm.
and he sucks. What do you want me to do? It would be like if Murdaugh just fucking sucked, but he doesn't. Danny Glover's
Yeah.
we already went over that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, what is this line? the villain says this at the very end to Michael J. Fox. He goes, "You're not a real hero. People need real heroes."
Well, if you were paying attention, the party crasher only kills bad people and one little girl apparently in their dialogue because he wants to be a cop, and that's his like big thing. He wants to be a do-gooder, even though he's a psycho and just kills people. So I could see him having that being part of his train of thought, I guess.
Well, he was before his time because if he were a cop today, he'd be a shoo-in.
Heyo,
And we'll segue right into James Woods and his current political beliefs. So, why don't you enlighten everybody about James Woods and where he is today? I mean, most people know, but
should we get the plot of Hardway? I don't think we've done that yet.
Plot. No one gives a shit. Let's just move on.
No one gives a fuck. Let's just go into it. Watch the Hardway. Read the synopsis on something. Well, James Woods. I think he was. I I think that he was one of those 9/11 conservatives. Are you familiar with that term?
I mean, I'm familiar with those words. Is there like a umbrella?
Well, it's like it's like a bunch of people like Dennis Miller would be one where they were kind of like maybe in the middle or liberal. Then after 9/11, they just took a hard right, and so it's essentially since then he's very open about it or very kind of obnoxious, kind of a dick about it on his Twitter. And, just a very, very conservative, very criticizing. I think he's been actually kicked off Twitter a couple times for his far right views. He has a lot of criticism from even other people in the industry for it and stuff. So yeah, I mean that's kind of where he's at. I mean, it's if you want to know his like political beliefs, that's does that sum it up?
Yeah, sure. And how do you feel about his turn and other older white rich people's turns? Like Russell Brand has turned. He's gone like way right wing crazy nutcase. But his was COVID because a lot of turns since COVID too. What does it deal with people changing political affiliations after some kind of big global event?
Well, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, that happens to a lot of people. It's a big, something event will come and change, shake up something. Maybe they'll start researching stuff and they'll start forming opinions on going down rabbit holes or something like that. As far as that, I kind of tend to just kind of not really like when celebrities just start giving their political opinion, even if I agree with it.
Like you did with Mel Gibson's. You were like, now he's.
Oh yeah, I was like, yeah, go Mel. I agree with you 100%. No, it's just like the Roseanne Barr or Papa John thing. It's like, don't tweet. All you have to do is not tweet. You could just have your opinions. Just shut up. I don't really care when celebrities just use their platform. They want to talk politics. But as far as like the things that don't really James Woods' politics don't really bug me that much. As far as even if he's a dick about how far his conservative shit is and posting about it all the time, I think post-Trump years, I think a lot of families have someone like that in their family, and I don't really like the whole like we're not inviting you to Thanksgiving anymore, or I'm not talking to Aunt Judy anymore, or whatever. So I think we should get past that as like a country and just like, fine, you want to be a dick about your politics, whatever. What is, I think, more troubling about James Woods as like a person is all the actresses that have come forward talking about what a fucking creep he is.
Yeah, it turns out he was always an asshole.
Well, yeah, well, I was friends with Sean Young on Facebook before she deleted her Facebook profile, and she's I love Sean Young, and she would like she's very kind of kooky lady, but she was the first kind of accuser of him in like the 80s when they did that movie The Boost. Do you remember us watching The Boost when they're both like yuppie cokeheads? I probably don't remember that movie. But we watched it together one day. We laughed a lot because it's a very melodramatic 80s coke, morality tale. Anyway, she was one that just like started talking about he's a creep, blah, blah, blah. But then she got kind of compartmentalized as kind of a crazy person herself, I think, because James Woods, I think, like sued her or something. And she was kind of like I don't know if she was blacklisted, but she was kind of just the other stuff. She was kind of saying, oh, she's crazy, that Sean Young, Or then other women like Elizabeth Perkins, who was the love interest in Big with Tom Hanks. Mm-hmm. She was at like the Women's March in L.A. and for Me Too, and she wore a sign that just said James Woods /Me Too. And then Amber Tamblyn. So a lot of like famous actors have come forward saying he's a fucking creep. So that actually bothers me more than his like whatever political shit he's saying on Twitter.
Well, that's pretty funny because he basically plays that character of himself in Entourage, right?
I don't remember him on Entourage. I didn't watch that's the first couple seasons.
Oh, maybe I'm thinking of Californication. I don't know. There's a show where he is like always with some bimbo and treats her like shit and stuff like that.
Yeah, so it's hiding in plain sight. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's a piece of shit, regardless of his political beliefs and the hate in his heart. But man, he had a run there in the 80s where he was pretty great. And in the 90s too, as a character.
I think he's a good actor. I think he has brings a lot of intensity and stuff. I think you can't really say he's a bad actor. Well, in some things he is. And this one I'm still up in the air about if he's bad or terrible or not. I don't know.
No, I don't think he's a bad actor. What about Russell Brand turning right? That's one I didn't see coming, because he was like a big, hippie liberal. Now he's all fucking crazy.
Well, it doesn't really surprise me that much as far as, I mean, a lot of those guys, he seems like one of those like rabbit hole guys that just keeps like digging and digging and digging. And like he's also hasn't really been he hasn't been in like movies since he was in like that Arthur remake or something. So a lot of people, even if you have conservative or kind of crazy, not crazy, but like if you have like just other beliefs besides being liberal in Hollywood, you're gonna hide that. You can get like not hired for shit if you have
no,
like
no. He wasn't hiding. He was pretty open about his beliefs and shit. They just changed. It's like Woody Harrelson, who's like a 5G crazy person, and like went on his anti-vax monologue on Saturday Night Live. I don't know if you saw it. It's like, oh, you used to be like a hippie pot smoker. Now you're weaponized. I don't know.
I guess. Well, I think you just don't. If anybody goes right, I think. Or do you think they're just crazy or assholes? I mean, it's like just if they're conservative, they're fucking assholes.
It's when people jump on conspiracy theories. I don't care what your beliefs are. It was a time when right just meant you were conservative, and whether I disagreed with that. Now it's like I'm right wing and I don't believe in vaccines and the 5G network's killing us and women shouldn't be allowed to make choices and the list goes on and on and on. It just become much more extreme.
Well, I think maybe COVID, like we're talking about 9/11 turning people right. I think COVID probably, like you said, a big thing. Just like people start just like, especially when they're home, the COVID alone, just going through stuff. They didn't like being maybe told to stay home or something. So, people, the beliefs change. It's like that. Everyone talks about Fox News dads. Like all of a sudden my dad's retired and he watches Fox News all day, and what the fuck, So I think it just happens with some people, but
Yeah. Hey, this is a movie podcast, though, ain't it, brother?
I guess so. You keep trying to steer it political, but I'm down to talk to you about whatever, buddy.
Well, it's James Woods. I figured we had.
We probably should cover James Woods, yeah.
Because he's a lunatic now.
Yeah, but I'm more concerned about like I'm more troubled, I guess, by the whole like women accusations thing than what his crazy politics are or whatever.
The woman thing doesn't bother me that much.
It's just being conservative. That's what really pisses me off. He can violate as many women as he wants. Don't you tell me what Tucker Carlson said last night, goddammit.
As a Hollywood elite, the woman thing doesn't bother me very much.
Oh, yeah.
I just feel like his right-wing stance.
Same boat.
So what did this movie make you feel in your soul the hard way?
The hard way. It made me feel that this movie is perfect. And anyone that thinks otherwise is just wrong and stupid.
We talked about this before. Remember I was going to say that and you were going to lead into your new segment you wanted to do?
And yeah, I want to drop that stupid. So what did it leave on your soul, Lucas? You got anything for that?
Brother, my soul is dull. My soul is over it.
That's a review.
My soul's waiting for my biological body to just give up.
Mm-hmm.
My soul's over it. I already said that. It's all over.
My soul is I'm in a song now.
No, seriously, what was your new segment? Let's do it.
Okay, I was thinking about asking you like a buddy action comedy, a buddies kind of question.
Okay. Let's hear one.
All right. So this one we have two buddies the characters are Moss and Lang. All right. Crisis situation. Or something happens. Some shit's going down.
Who's Moss and Lang? Who's Moss and Lang? Just made up names?
Nick Lang is the Michael J. Fox character.
Oh,
and I forget his first name, but last is Moss. Is James Woods. So
this is like Dungeons and Dragons, but it's a buddies action comedy scenario. Let's go.
What's like Dungeons and Dragons?
The scenario you got. I love it. Let's just keep going.
It's just like the third season of Star Trek. All right, let's go. So, okay, we have Moss and Lang. It's a crisis situation. They're on, like, would you want to call them in? Yeah, get me Moss and Lang.
No. I mean, what are my options? Is it Moss and Lang or nobody? Or
or of all the buddies we've covered, who would you want to call in?
Riggs and Murtaugh.
Riggs and Murtaugh? Not
bad. What about
bad.
you? Who would you want in a high pressure situation?
There's only two motherfucking guys that I want fucking covered in this situation. Tango and Cash.
They're just gonna fight the whole time.
No, they're gonna fuck those bad guys up. The bad guys are gonna be like, "We got him now. Here's a pistol."
I feel like you asked this question to me just so you could answer.
Exactly.
I would get the two guys, the gay one and the O'Neill character.
Partners.
Yeah.
I want partners there. to do nothing and not make anyone laugh and
Yeah.
bore the shit out of everybody.
Just talking shit. Like Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Or I forget something in the bean. What's the first name?
Oh, Freebie and the Bean, they're fucking sickos. They would just come in and just start shooting everybody at point blank range, like nurses and everybody.
How would you rate this on a buddy action comedy scale?
4 to 5.
Jesus, seriously?
Yeah, seriously, yeah.
Well, as we already covered, I'll do my ranking now. It's a buddy action comedy. The buddies weren't buddies. The action fucking sucked, despite the set piece being at least visually appealing, and the comedy wasn't there.
You gotta think bigger. You gotta think bigger.
Oh, I have to think bigger than this.
You gotta think bigger. You can't be tied down to your fucking 3 stipulations. You gotta think. Think outside the box, Lucas.
All right. I'll think outside the box.
Yeah.
I can't. That's why I'm on a buddy action.
Yeah, I'm in the box.
I can't. I'm in the box.
I'm in the box. What's in the fucking box?
So this is a 2 out of 5 as a buddy action comedy, and it's about the same, maybe even 1.5 as an actual movie. I hated this movie. I thought it sucked. I thought it kept going, and when it stopped, there's nothing funny about it. The characters suck. Michael J. Fox's presence is the only thing saving it.
Mm-hmm.
I will say that the female romantic lead, she just aged really well because she's even hotter in Sopranos almost 10 years later.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She was also one of the main bad accusers of Harvey Weinstein. She was like basically she was kind of blacklisted for a lot of years, I think, because he she was one of the big ones, as far as taking it down and stuff.
That's sad. And once you get out of it the hard way.
Well, Hard Way, she's kind of starting out, but I thought she was great in this. Christina Ricci as her daughter too was
Was that Christina Ricci? I didn't even know that. Yeah. I didn't even clock that. That's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, the movie sucked. I'm surprised you liked it as much as you did.
This is almost our review is based on exactly what Siskel and Ebert said. Can you guess who was who?
You were the fat one, I take it?
What the fuck does that mean?
I don't know. You're the one who loved the well.
He likes movies about fat people. I just don't think you like fat people, is what you don't like. I think it's why I hated looking at this fat fucking turd for 2 hours.
Come on, this guy needs to lose some weights. Come on.
Stop fucking eating pizza 2 slices at a time and dumping ranch on top.
You know what I honestly thought when he did his big eating binge in the well? It's like, it's done worse than that. That's not that fucking cinematic or interesting.
That was our football Sundays. We got big bags of Taco Bell and just fucking gorge.
Oh man, when you've eaten and it's 3 hours later, all the food's still you're drunk now.
We're slamming stuff. We're vomiting into buckets. It was it's like this fucking pussy thinks he's fucking gorging himself. Fuck you.
I'm so sorry you're gay and you can't take it. Movies suck. What are we doing next week?
Well, that's up to you. I picked up the hard way, so
it'll be 3 weeks. Hey, can I pitch you something? It's has nothing to do with buddy action comedies.
All right.
So it'll be a little what do they call them? Pocket episodes, where it's about something else completely.
Well, you gonna pitch a fucking weird drama or something? Like, why do we have to watch this now? There's buddy action comedy podcast. Talk to me off the air about whatever fucking bullshit crap you want to talk about. No, go ahead, sir.
Well, you have 2 options. We can do RRR, which I checked with my mom. She says she's not sure it's buddy comedy. And then she texted.
I looked it up. It says it's a drama. Yeah.
Yeah, she texted me later going, I think it could count because there are some comedic elements to it. Mm-hmm. So there's that. Or, the movie Chaos Walking? Did you ever see that?
Oh, well, I know it was on the shelf for years and years. It was with the Doug Liman movie, right?
Chaos Walking is the one with Spider-Man and the chick from Star Wars.
Yeah, as I was saying, it's a Doug Liman movie.
Oh,
it was on the shelf for fucking years and years.
Yeah.
So here's not a comedy either. Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. I have the script you can get online, but I have it. And I've been meaning to read it. That Charlie Kaufman wrote. He was hired to write a draft of that.
Yeah.
It's not the draft they went to. So I thought it might be fun if we each read the script and then watched the movie and talked about the differences on an episode. It has nothing to do with buddy action.
We can do RRR instead. Well, I've read Charlie Kaufman scripts like Confessions of a Dangerous Mind that they just completely threw out. and George Clooney just did a whole fucking other thing about it. It's interesting, but it's also kind of frustrating because it's like this is a much better script than what fucking the movie came out with. And Chaos Walking, I imagine since it was on the shelf for like I don't know, fucking like 6 years or some shit, I'm sure it's just a goddamn mess and not a buddy action comedy either. But RRR, since it's a crazy Indian movie, might have some unexpectedly funny moments, I guess.
Okay, we'll do RR, and then don't watch Chaos Walking because I will want to do that. Like I'll pull that favor on my birthday or something. Make you read the
We
script.
can talk about Chaos Walking going into RRR if you really want to watch that.
No. I want
to watch it too.
I want us to each read the screenplay for Chaos Walking by Charlie Kaufman, and then watch the final product of what the movie became, and then talk about it. That's what I would like to do. But we can
for
do
your birthday in October.
If you don't want to do it now, we'll wait until October. How's that sound?
Okay, we wait in October. Okay,
I'll pull that favor because right now you're like no.
For my birthday in 2 months, can you do the thumbnails again?
No thumbnails. No, I'm going to fucking Long Beach. Fuck you.
Well, that's actually fair enough.
Is there any closing statements you want to end this on?
See the hard way. You guys will love it. Lucas is he's just an angry man, sad man.
That's not true. I'm not angry. And I don't identify as a man anymore, kid.